we were eBay only, it would have been a very quiet week. We've never had a Poshmark week like this. It just kept coming. 68% of our sales are from cross-listing. Cross-listing from Nifty has been amazing. Stick around and see how well cross-listing worked for us this week. Welcome back to Sale, Resell, Sold. My name is Heather. We are part-time resellers. We sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. Our store name on eBay is cyber-collectibles. Even though we sell a lot of clothes now, we used to sell mostly Lego and Disney. This week, there was a lot of old Lego moved out. So we are living up to our name once again. All right, top 10 this week. We'll start with number 10, and work our way down to number 1 or up to number 1, however you're looking at it. But it's Lego Friends Heartlake City Resort. This is partial. This is incomplete. This mall or Heartlake City Resort had a monorail, and this was missing the monorail. It had the entire resort. It had all the accessories. And I am a huge proponent of adding Friends sets to your Lego collections. The Friends sets have amazing colors. They have the best accessory pieces, food pieces, like there's tacos, there's pizza, there's fruit, amongst other things. I mean, they're minifigures. I mentioned this before. They're a little weird. I don't know why they opted to make them a different size. Nobody asked me though, which is generally the case. I had this listed for $39.88 and somebody sent a $25 offer, which I took. It'd been listed for just over a year. I do not know what cost of goods was. I don't even know where I got this, honestly. This could have been in my free group. I could have picked this up at a yard sale. I don't know. We just have a lot of Lego and I lose track of it. After it was all said and done, I made $20 on it, which is fine. It's a lot of Lego to get out of the house. So somebody got a good deal. They really did. Number 9, Abercrombie and Fitch ribbed Henley tank top, size extra small. I got this at the bins. It's been listed for just over 3 months. I had it listed for $29.88. A 10% offer went out and somebody took it. We made $20.10 on a tank top. Number 8, Eileen Fisher linen silk wrap long skirt, women's size medium. I got this at the bins. I was going through the bins as I do piece by piece. I watch people and they shove their hands in and they just bring stuff up to the top. And I'm like, what did you just flip over that you're not even going to look at? It's so weird. It's so weird to watch the different people operate in the bins because everyone's got their own style. I really feel like piece by piece, I know it's tedious. I know it's boring, but I found 4 Eileen Fisher pieces. This skirt was new. It sold for its full asking price in 3 weeks, and I made $20.17. Cost of goods was $1.25. This is probably a very accurate price for what this weighed. Number 7, Lego Duplo family house, incomplete, missing 6 pieces, no box, no manual. I had this listed for $29.88. A 10% offer went out and somebody on Poshmark picked it up. It was listed for over a year and no cost of goods. I'm pretty sure I got this in my free group. Okay, good. It does. It says free group. I got it in my free group. So after it was all said and done, our profit was $21.60. Number 6. So I got this at an estate sale. It's not something I picked up. It was in something else that I got. And so I when I got home and unboxed the box, this was in the box because I had no idea what this was. Not that I'm not familiar with Jimmy Page. I am. The amp, the so thing on the amp, I wouldn't have. Anyway, it's a replacement part for a Jimmy Page action figure. So it's an amp and speaker cabinet. And it's like the amp's this big and the speaker cabinet's this big. We got a message saying, does it work? Does it work? I'm like, dude, it's a toy. It's a replacement part for an action figure as stated in the title. Hopefully the person who bought this understood the assignment. I didn't expect this to be a problematic thing, I'm expecting it not to be a problematic thing. There are measurements showing how small it is, but that one question really has us wondering, does somebody think they're honestly getting an entire amp and speaker cabinet shipped to them for $30? And the answer is probably yes. But it sold for our full asking price of $30 on Poshmark. Cost of goods was $1, which is I had to average out the items in the purchase, which was mostly Lego. Number 5. So I can't really pronounce these. Naot Mary Jane shoes, women's size 8, navy blue, made in Israel. Oh, they're cool shoes. I saw these at Goodwill. They were beautiful, just beautiful shoes, very well made, blue suede. So I did a quick Google lookup. There weren't any blues. There were a couple other colors, lots of sold. So I grabbed them. I paid $8 for them. They sold in 5 days, 20% off. I had them listed for $50. Someone's had a $40 offer, which I accepted. Our profit on these shoes was $24. Number 4, vintage woven cotton coverlet. This has been ours. We've had this for years. I don't know where I got this, when I got this, why I got this. It had no tags on it. It had been listed for just under a year. It sold for our full asking price on eBay for $49.88, and our profit was $36.30. I like to say I'm not a hoarder, but I am an avid collector of blankets, bags, and Lego, and cookbooks, and other assorted oddities. I decided we could part with this one. But I will say, 8 of us trapped here for 4 days during an ice storm, no power for 4 days. Everybody was very grateful that I was a blanket collector. Very, very grateful. And some of the coldest temperatures we've had in quite a while. Number 3, Disney Pixar Toy Story 4 series pin set of 6. They bought the 2 of these that I had. They sent a $54 offer. I accepted. These have been listed for 600 days. They don't take up much space, and I had had them much longer than that before. I had gotten them on clearance at one of the Disney stores, one of the Disney outlets. It's not a big deal to me. I'd much rather get them out of my house, either recoup my money or make a profit. Either way, I'm fine. I don't remember how much I paid for these. My husband calls these legacy purchases because I bought these before we started doing this. So our profit on this was $40.21. Number 2, pink Mad Tea Party teacup skirt, Disney Parks, the dress shop, size medium. Ooh, I can tell this was old listing because this is not how I structure my clothing titles anymore. And honestly, this is probably before I told my husband to stop using sell-similar and using other people's titles because they were doing it wrong. This is a terrible title. That's probably why it took so long for this to sell. It sold on offer for $80. I had it listed for $100. It was listed for, looks like a year and a half-ish. Our profit on that is $64. And this is, again, one of those things that I got on clearance at our Disney store years ago because it closed in 21-ish, I guess. I bought this hoping that one day I would be a size medium again. Number 1, Run Disney 2020 Virtual Wine Dine Half Marathon Weekend Box. 4 medals, 4 shirts. I bought these during COVID. There was zero motivation. I didn't. So these just sat in my box. I had 3 of these. I had Star Wars, Wine Dine, and Princess. I just have the Star Wars one left, and it's up. If anybody's looking for the 2020 Star Wars virtual box. Disney did this for 2020 because they didn't want people to miss out on Run Disney. They still continue the virtual races now because they were so popular. But honestly, if I'm going to do a Run Disney event again, it's going to be at Disney. This sold on offer for $220. I accepted. It was listed for $300 for almost a year and a half, a year and a quarter, whatever. And our profit on that is $176. Do I remember what I paid for these? No. Was it $176? Again, no. But it's been sitting in my house for 5.5 years. I moved it. Yay me. So that's number 1 this week. It was a good week. I mean, when we get into the details, you'll see that Poshmark crushed eBay. It was crazy. Let's go look. eShopCommand. 29 orders this week. Gross sales of $915.45, net profit of $655.52, net average $22.60, net median $14.85. Almost everything came out of our closet, followed by the bins. Y'all, I'm a bins believer. And I'm going to say it again, if you have a bins, buy you or if you're going on a trip to visit family and they have a bins near them, just take a couple hours out of your day. Last week, I spent 5 hours at one of the bins here. We sold 2 things this morning that sold overnight that I found at the bins. Poshmark crushed the other platforms. Poshmark last week was 63.7% of our sales. We've never had a Poshmark week like this. It just kept coming. And now Poshmark's gone dormant. It is what it is. But you got eBay at 31.5% and Depop poking its head in there going 4.7%. But I'll take it. Cross-listing from Nifty has been amazing. Look at these. This is 68% of our sales this week were from cross-listing. 68% of our sales are from cross-listing. So approximately $450 of our sales this week are from cross-listing out of $655. If we were eBay only, it would have been a very quiet week. Really, really, really consider cross-listing with Nifty, which is super easy. Even I can do it. And I am so technologically challenged. It is laughable. We do laugh about it. This is an unsponsored Nifty promotion. The flip-flop this week is the Hinkler Crystal Edition Celestial Puzzle. I picked these up at Aldi. I paid too much for them, and that's fine. We're learning. We were learning. We're still learning. We're always learning. Learning's important. I paid $4 for this. I had it listed for $15. An offer went out for $13.39, which someone accepted. And after fees, which are generally pretty crushing on eBay, our profit was $4.18, which is better than last week's. But these are cool puzzles, and they'll move. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, Flippin' Weird, Dr. Squatch. I've always thought Dr. Squatch would be a good pickup, but I don't ever find it for good prices. It's like, here's a bar of soap that we sell for $15 marked down to $11. Honestly, why are you people buying soap for $15 a bar? Never mind. I buy my soap from doTERRA. It's brutally expensive. But anyway, we were at Kroger and they had this Dr. Squatch Nightmare Before Christmas limited edition gift set, which had a Jack Skellington bar and an Oogie Boogie bar, and it was $5. So I grabbed it because I know that these silly soaps, people want certain ones. Took 45 days for it to sell, sold for our full asking price of $30, and we made $14.85 on it. Ugh, this belt. So I picked up this belt at Goodwill for $5. It was new with tags, and I knew it wasn't going to be a huge deal. You know, I listed it for $30. The comps were all over the place from $20 to $30. I listed at the high end because my cost of goods was $5. It was listed for just over 3 months, and some guy messaged me and said, yeah, I can buy it new with free shipping for $30. Not necessarily. I went to Columbia. This belt's not available in this incarnation. And in order to get free shipping, you would have to spend more than $30 unless you were a member, and membership costs money. So he messaged me. He goes, you just take the $15 I'm offering you. It's probably warped anyway. The stretch is probably gone. And it took all of my restraint, which is minimal, to not reply and say, just flip and buy it on Columbia then. But I slept on it and decided, as usual, this is not an emotional thing. It's a belt I bought at Goodwill and I don't care. And I made $6 selling it for $15. But it's just like, why would you want to buy it if you think it's already stretched out? Make it make sense. Maybe that's the flippin' weird. People are flippin' weird. This is going to be a wild one. Again, I have no emotional investment in that belt. And I could have just said no, and that's fine. But at the same time, I don't want it. I don't need it. And so I just said I sent him the offer, he took it, and we both moved on with our days until this video. Flipping fast were these boxer shorts. Ralph Lauren Traveler boxer shorts, men's size large, green polo bear nautica. These were new without tags. I got them at the bins. They still had the creases from being folded, and listed them for $20. They sold in 2 days. This polo bear stuff, it's very popular. We sold a couple of polar bear hoodies we got at Plato's Closet, and they made us very good money. But our profit on this one pair of boxer shorts was $12.54. Oh, and I want to talk about these. I got these at the bins, and I was like, holy crap, they're low-rise, ultra-wide leg American Eagle jeans. Their tags in the tag said they were from 2025, so they were less than a year old. And I was like, yeah. So I just threw them on my cart, and I was like, obviously, I'm getting these. I'm getting ready to get things listed and go through them, and there's a big hole at one of the belt buckles. I'm like, how is there a big hole in these brand new jeans? One of my friends is a tailor. I asked her if she could repair jeans, and she said she could, and it would be $7 to repair the jeans. The repair is really cool. She did a cool job. Now, I knew I would have to pay the $7. I paid $1 for the jeans. I would have to pay fees and whatever, and I would have to note that there was a repair, show the repair, and reduce the price, which I did. Somebody bought them in 20 days for $25, and I made $11.75 after the repairs and the cost of goods. Would I do it again? Hopefully no. I would have an eagle eye on it, though I love supporting my friends with their businesses. But now I know that if something like that were to happen again, I have the option of asking her if she can repair them for me. She repaired something else that I found in the bins, and you can't even see it. It's incredible. So there you have it. Those are all the things this week. So eShopCommand, you see all my little graphics here and all the cool things that it does for me and how easy it is to manipulate, and gives you a really good spread of the stuff that you're looking at for your week. It does it not just your week, you can do it for the whole year, the month, the quarter, whatever you want. And it's still in the early phases, so you can go to eShopCommand.com and sign up, and you'll get sent a link or an invitation to try it out, because we're still building out and we need to know what other resellers might need. Start at the ground level and build her up with us. Pretty neat, right? You need this. Anyway, y'all have a good week. We'll see you next time.